Few machines in history have changed the world as much as the Boeing 747. Known as the Queen of the Skies, this aircraft didn't just make air travel easier, it redefined what it meant to fly. But every queen has a beginning. And today, we tell the story of the very first of her kind, the Boeing 747-100. In the early 1960s, air travel was growing rapidly. Boeing's 707 and Douglas's DC-8 were carrying people across oceans faster than ever before. But there was a problem. Planes were too small for the demand. Airports were overcrowded. Tickets were expensive, and airlines needed something bigger, something revolutionary. One trip, the legendary president of Pan American World Airways had a bold idea. He wanted an aircraft that could carry more than twice the number of passengers of the 707. He wanted to make flying not just a luxury for the rich, but affordable for the average person. And so he challenged Boeing, build me a plane that's twice the size of the 707. Boeing's brilliant chief engineer, Sutter, and his team were tasked with designing the largest passenger jet the world had ever seen. It was an almost impossible challenge. The aircraft had to be safe, economical, and capable of carrying hundreds of passengers thousands of miles. To even build it, Boeing had to construct a new factory in Everett, Washington. That factory, covering nearly 100 acres, became the largest building in the world by volume, and still holds the record today. Workers called themselves the Incredibles because what they were attempting seemed impossible. The risks were enormous. Developing the 747 cost more than $1 billion, more than Boeing's entire company was worth at the time. One wrong move, and Boeing would collapse. On September 30th, 1968, Boeing rolled out the very first 747. Crowds gathered to see the massive aircraft. Nicknamed the Jumbo Jet, it was unlike anything the world had seen. With a length of 231 feet and a wingspan of nearly 200 feet, it dwarfed every other passenger jet. On February 9, 1969, the 747-100 lifted off for its first flight. Test pilots Jack Waddell, Brian Weigel, and Jess Wallach guided the enormous jet into the skies over Washington state. The flight was a success, but problems remained. The Pratt & Whitney JT90 engines, specially designed for the jumbo jet, were unreliable and prone to failure. Despite the setbacks, Boeing pressed forward, and on January 22, 1970, Pan Am introduced the 747-100 to the world with a flight from New York to London. The era of the jumbo jet had begun. It was the world's first wide-body airliner, with 2 aisles and seating for over 350 passengers. Its iconic hump gave it a unique silhouette and allowed for an upper deck. Originally intended as a crew rest area, airlines quickly turned it into luxury lounges. The original 747-100 served as the foundation for an entire family of aircraft. The 200, 300, and 400 would push the jumbo jet into the late 20th century, and the final version, the 747-8, would continue production into the 21st. The 100 itself was eventually retired, replaced by newer, more efficient models. But its legacy is unmatched. It was the first true jumbo jet, the aircraft that opened the world to mass air travel. Without it, the modern airline industry would look very different. Though the original jumbo jets no longer fly passengers, their legacy lives on in every wide-body aircraft that followed. The 747-100 proved that the impossible could be done, and that even the sky was not the limit.